Hey guys, welcome back. We got a burglar bandit. He's going to steal a burglar binder bandit. All right, we got the Triple B coming in extra hot. I got a couple channels I want to recommend. The links are going to be down below. I want you to thank both of them on my behalf, on your behalf, for sharing this information. First up, we got this bad boy who hopefully hasn't been stealing from too many other places, but thank you very much to PokeLee's Poke World for posting this video of this absolute crook in the store, and he's gonna do the old reach around, whoop, grab that binder out of there. Apparently a base set binder. He's going to snatch it. He's going to stick it up under his shirt, because why wouldn't you stick it under your shirt? It probably feels good on your tummy. He's going to wander around the store. Again, there's cameras everywhere. It's 2024. Make sure you got lots of cameras. Make sure you have extra security in place, whether you're at a con, whether you have a store, whatever it might be. But this dude has just plastered his face all over the internet. If you know who he is, if you have additional information about who he is, please reach out to me. On Discord is preferable. I love the point here, too, that he's pointing out that he has tattoos on both hands. Again, it's not a guaranteed scammer with the tattoos on both hands, but it is an indication. It is a warning sign. And the guy was dumb enough to use his actual card to pay for something in the food section of the establishment here. So please go visit PokeLee. Tell him sorry about your loss. Tell him way to go, way to post this information. Again, it's embarrassing for people that get scammed, that get ripped off, to kind of admit it, to say like, oh, I let this guy rip me off, because there's going to be a couple idiots down below in the comment section. They're going to say, hey, I could have totally prevented this. I would have had it locked. I would have been there slapping his hands, slapping his tattooed hands whenever he reached for the binder. But again, there's terrible people. You're busy. There's a lot of customers in the store there. Good on them for running a business, for getting lots of customers in there. But that's all we got for this one. I think, I guess he was eyeballing this case as well. Thankfully, that was locked up. But we actually even have, go check out PokeLee's video. He actually does a little test to show how difficult it is to actually reach into that display case. But regardless, be careful out there. There are people that are going to try to steal, even if it's in a locked case. Regardless, go check out his website. If you're in that area, go give him a little support, give him a little pat on the back. And if you're, share this video, share that video with anyone that might be in that Rotherham. There's probably a very English way to pronounce that, but not me. I have no idea how to do that in around Sheffield, north of Sheffield. So if you see this guy squirming and worming, you know how to take some pictures of him. Warn the people that are working at whatever shops might be in the area. There's a good chance that this is not his first rodeo. It might be his second rodeo. It might be his 10th rodeo. Regardless, be on the lookout. Hopefully we can... I'm sure they're going to identify this guy regardless. Hopefully they get their cards back. But just in case, at the next store or at previous stores where he was in there, where he was sticking his fingers in places where he shouldn't be, they can avoid a similar situation. I mean, if you don't catch him, if he wasn't on video there, if they didn't realize that it was missing, if he stole something that was a little less significant, surely they're going to go back and watch the footage when they have a scenario like that. Guys, next, I have to thank you. You guys have been absolutely killing it with the link tree, the Rattle Pokemon link tree. There's discount codes on there. It does provide a kickback in most cases to the channel here, or these other places where you don't necessarily get anything, but if you're going to be shopping there anyway, it is a best way to support the channel. Rather than send me super chats or anything of that sort, I'd rather you go buy something that you're going to buy anyway, or something that you want to buy for yourself, for your loved ones, whatever it might be. Click there before you shop, and it supports the channel in that way. Allows me to make videos about scammers who usually aren't very happy and usually will false flag the videos. Wow, do they like to do that. And sometimes YouTube is not very reasonable about that stuff. So you guys are the true heroes of the channel, allowing me to say stuff like pussy wussy, not have to worry about monetization or videos getting removed, and covering content that isn't maybe the most interesting, but it is still the most important for cleaning it up. I've noticed a nice little surge in people cracking down on scammers. The more, I get it. We can't prevent every scam that's ever happened in the history of Pokemon or that will happen in the future, but if everyone's against it, if everyone's actively working against it and ready to call things out and ready to put people in their place for doing what they're doing when they're doing the thing that they shouldn't be doing, we're making it a better spot. Now, next video is by Dado_dudes on the old YouTube. So give them a sub, give them a like, give them a little comment in the section there. Tickle their algorithm, if you will, in only the most appropriate ways. So Ditto Dudes here, they got a fake Shining Charizard. Now, this is important to post regardless of whether the person knows that it's real or it's not real, because if they go and sell that to somebody else, whoopsie-doo, we know that this guy has been doing a little shady stuff. Now, I don't think there's enough evidence here to suggest that this person knows that it's a fake card. Again, if you're, depending on how much you have, depending on what you have with you, depending on what your expertise level is, you may or may not be able to identify a fake card right away. Now, the fake Shining Charizards, I guess I should have put an example there, but typically the fake ones, the back is not going to be the same. If you don't know what the card looks like, if you don't have a card, for example, to compare and contrast, go to Google. There are plenty of known real examples of all of these set cards. Look for differences, look for color differences, but also look for text differences, anything of that sort. Get yourself a jeweler's loop. I think there's a link down below in the description. They used to be like $3. They might be a little bit more than that now. Buy one. It's going to be worth it. You can check the pee hole for the proper pattern in there, and make sure that there's not any weird artifacts or weird things going on. The back of Pokemon cards, the English Pokemon cards, has never changed at any point, and it has the same pattern on there if you take a look at it. Now, let's play the video while I'm still talking. This is important because if this guy goes, let's say, okay, I don't think this guy is scamming.
Bought the
but
Rockets Mewtwo.
If he was scamming,
I have a good.
it's important that you share this,
man.
because the next person he shows it to, the next person he tries to, maybe he was told in the past that it was fake. Maybe he gets told in the future that it's fake. Maybe he sells it to somebody after being told it was fake. That's important because
normally I take like a trade at like 80%.
then you're screwed. At that point, you're screwed.
Sometimes.
So,
okay.
Learning
Is there
lesson
anything
regardless.
in here that you don't want to trade?
No, I know. I can definitely get rid of that because I have it in a PSA.
Okay. Maybe the Shining Celebi. And then, like, realistically, so if it's a trade, this is going to be more than that depending on this condition.
We've seen time and time again
throw cash on top
where this
you're
is
okay
important.
With that. That's hard. Oh, that's really nice. Is that condition good? From what you remember?
Yeah,
that's a
my
crazy.
My brother had it for a while, so I'm not sure. I'm not really sure.
Yo, check that out. Why does that look off to me? Is that off to you?
90 times.
Look at the back.
90 times.
So be super careful if you're buying at these shows. I get it. There could be a lineup. It doesn't seem like there's a big lineup or a rush at this point in time, so you can look through it. Make sure you take the card out. If it's something valuable, take it out, take a look at it, make sure that there isn't, I mean, you got to check for damage regardless, but you also want to check to make sure that you're receiving real cards. We've seen this in the past. This is why it's also just an absolute must. If you're doing vendor shows, if you're a vendor at these shows, bring your own camera, set up your own camera. You can do it. It's fairly inexpensive. Even if you're not posting the videos, it's still good to have as a record in case somebody tries to pawn off a fake and you don't notice, in case somebody tries to steal something from the table, anything of that sort. We've seen time and time again. Sorry, I lost train of thought there because my camera went blurry on me. I think the autofocus is on, and the autofocus sucks on my camera. But important, have a camera. Just do it. Even if it's an old cell phone of yours, whatever it might be, put a battery bank if you don't have an outlet to keep it charged, to keep it plugged in. But we've seen so many examples of where this like vendor stuff is just clutched, having that camera set up. You can get, if you don't have one of those, you can get the like little Osmo cameras or whatever, pretty inexpensive, especially when you have thousands and thousands of dollars sitting out in front of you, thousands of dollars coming in, thousands of dollars going out. $100 camera or whatever they are, definitely a must. Or an old cell phone, you potentially can set this thing up for free or little to nothing. So super useful, super, again. And then this is also the thing, if you publish stuff like this, it's not like the whole oopsie doopsie I didn't know scenario when it happens again. Because if you tell somebody something's fake, they try to sell it again.
Huh?
I don't think this guy is scamming.
Wait, can I see it?
To be fair, or at least there's not enough information.
No.
And also that, do not harass anyone that's featured in the videos.
The hollow,
Reminder.
The hollow on the Charizard is wrong. I saw as soon as I flipped it to the back, I knew. Yeah.
Because I have the.
Shinings have a very distinct hollow pattern, or not hollow pattern, hollow foil that's put on
Yeah.
afterwards. It's not like a traditional hollow Pokemon card. It's kind of put on in a layer, stamped onto the Pokemon itself.
Yeah.
I'll check those out. Because it's supposed to look like that, right?
Yeah. The hollow's way off.
Okay. What's the difference? Would you be able to tell me? Or?
Well, so not even just the hollow, but look at the back. Look at the coloring difference.
Where's the stamp?
The first edition stamp. Yeah, but this isn't the first edition stamp on it. I'm trying to just show him the comparison of the cards.
It's too what? Too bold?
You see how there's like really like no glisten to this shininess to like compared to that?
Yeah.
See how that hollow is like, it's got like almost like a texture to it?
Real first edition stamp.
Yeah.
We'll make sure I don't try to sell it.
Yeah. Yeah, as soon as I flipped it to the back, I go, yeah. I saw the back though. The back was the dead giveaway.
Thanks for letting me know. All the way in the back.
Yeah, I mean, when I saw it in the binder, I was hesitant because I'm like, that something looks weird about that.
You don't buy like regular cards, right?
What do you mean?
First edition from the old set.
All right, we'll pause it there. We'll end it there. If you want to see the rest of the interaction, essentially, it doesn't overly seem to me like the guy is trying to pull one over. It's in the binder. Again, we've seen it before where the guy was a little bit more suspicious than this, and the fact that we haven't heard anything of him trying to resell it to anyone else is a big plus in his favor. But hopefully not something that gets circulated. Again, a very expensive card that could end up costing somebody a lot of money if they get duped with it. For the most part, with those Charizards, the fake ones, they typically don't have, if you look at the rocks or the mountains on the side of the frame, they're in like the wrong position. And there's like, if you compare those, you can usually tell which one's fake, even with a terrible image, just because the spacing of the Pokemon and the items in the artwork box itself are incorrect. But that's what I have for you today. Go check out Ditto Dudes. He's almost at the 2,000 subscribers. Use the link tree, and also go take a look at Pokelee's Pokeworld. If you can do it in person, if you can do it on their website, if you can do it on their YouTube channel. Much appreciated. Thank you guys for tuning in. Happy Friday. Have a good one. We'll see. I might do a stream. PK was like, oh, Rattle, do a stream. Play the new Pokemon Pocket. I might do that later on. Might do a quick little jaunt through. Spoiler alert, I kind of hate the idea of the entire thing. I think they could have just made the game, like the game that they already have, the game that already has a ton of issues and looks like shit. That involves Pokemon cards, instead of removing trading and collecting out of that, they could have just kind of had it all in one big awesome package. But we'll try it out. We're gonna try it out eventually at some point here. Join the Discord. See you next time. Look out for each other out there. Love you guys. Bye.